Hello, hello, hello there. Hi there, ho there, you there. You, right there. Yeah, you. Hi. Welcome into Miss Joy's Live. I am Miss Joy, of course. I'd like to welcome you in. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome you. Hi, Miss Nikki. Thank you for coming in, my queen. I greatly appreciate you. I'd like to also welcome as I say, restream, but as the video from the beginning. So I want you to know that I wouldn't be who I am if it was not for my video subscribers and watchers. And thank you so very much. Now, this is supposed to be the series of quilt. Commend the community blocks from YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So all three communities are coming together. We're going to make a community quilt. And on that note, I have been showing different ways to make quilts. Now, I am in a quilt guild now. Yay! I am also in a quilting class. Yay! So guess what? I'm learning right along with you, okay? The only thing that I do know Miss Joy understands and has success with is making blocks. So with that community quilt block that you can find the information down below, or we have a commercial in my community tab that gives you all the information. We're asking for a 10.5 by 10.5 square. And in that 10.5 square, you can put anything you like. You can put embroidery. You can make a regular quilt block. You can put rhinestones. You can do sublimation. You can do DTF. Did I say embroidery? Yeah, embroidery. Okay. So there's all kind of things to put in that block. But now, if you don't do any sewing at all and you don't know anything about sewing, whatever your expertise is, if you make t-shirts and you'd like to donate a t-shirt to the auction, please, by all means, do so. The address is below. If you make cups like Miss Joy I make a lot of tumbler cups. If you make those cups, a tumbler would be fine also. If you do woodwork and what is that extreme craft work with wood or with the what is that, acrylic, and you please, the proceeds from this auction that will be at the end of November, the beginning of December, will be going to a boys and girls foster care. Hello, Christy, how you doing, my beautiful queen? Nice to see you. Okay, she says my live stream is a bit jumpy on the YouTube, so coming over here to Facebook. So how is it on Facebook? Can you tell me how it looks on Facebook? Yeah, we're still, this is all new and we're still working out all the bugs. We're not sure if it's my internet or if it's my tablet or if it's my laptop or even the cameras. The phones seem to be working right. People talk about these two and 300, no, I'm sorry, $500 and $600 cameras, but don't nothing work as good as your phone. So, Kristen, if you could please tell me how am I doing over on Facebook? Can you see me okay over there? And Nikki, could you tell me if I'm still doing bad? She said Facebook seems better, but it could be my connection as well. Okay, thank you. Well, I'm going to do my best to try to make this work. The main thing is watching the table, I guess, to see me make the different blocks I'm going to make. And we're going to be working with 4-inch squares. So let's go to the table. Okay, hold on just a minute, guys. Okay, so let's go. We're at the table. And last week I didn't get to tell anybody about these patches. Vera from Spilling the Diversity, she sent me these two patches. And One of them says, uh, hold on, God's masterpiece. So you know we always putting together those Letterman sweaters we're making. So I'll be putting that on there. And you know I'm the queen. I am definitely the queen. There's a lot of queens around, but I am definitely the queen. So I'll be putting these on to my Letterman jacket. I'm hoping people that know about the bling fest in October that we'll all be wearing our Letterman jackets while we do our clack fans and have a complete bling out. Okay, so this is what I'm doing today. I need to have 8 4x4 squares. Okay. And I'm starting off, these are about 5x5 or whatever. And I think I'm going to leave it just as the size it is. But first of all, I have to cut off. This is from so yeah, they have a strip called the Vegas strip. So they give you bigger strips. This is about a 6.5 instead of regular jelly rolls or 2.5. This here is like, because this is 4, so that's about 2 more. So this is about 6.5. Matter of fact, let's get my other roller so we can always be precise. I don't want to give out any wrong information here. Let's see for sure. So 6.5. Okay. And since we got that like that, let's go on here and let's cut this salvage edge off. Oh, close it back. Oops. Okay. So now what I'm going to need 8. And I probably should have got the 5.5. Hmm. Well, we might have to take both rulers here and see what. Okay, so this is 5-inch block. Okay. So I'm going to take this. I need 8 of them. So we're going to cut. Oops. Now see, that's when you crack up your rotary cutter, when you accidentally hit the ruler and cut that. Okay, so this is 2. Okay. So we'll set that to the side right there. And let's get another 5. Okay, this is 5.5. Let me to make sure that was, the other one was 5. So let's get it at 5. Okay. Put it right here at 5. Okay, let's put this right here. You know, I did 2 things about quilting that everyone should know. Quilting consists of 2 major points. One is cutting. Okay, let's get 5, which is right here. Let's pull this over a little bit. How's everybody Memorial Day? Happy Memorial Day. Okay, now that cut. Now, what did Miss Joy do? That cut all crazy right there. That was real crazy. I don't know what I just did on that, but that did not cut me a straight line. I know I'm putting a lot of pressure on the blade. Okay, so there we go. Now that is how many we have here? We have 2, 4, 6. Okay, so now this last one should give us 8. We got a crazy little mark right there. Hopefully we can just cut this off and not do any damage to our last block. But now, like I always tell everybody, we're going to square it all up at the end. So if things are wonky and not sewed correctly or a little crooked, we square it all up at the end so it winds up being perfect, okay? So right now that Miss Joy keeps forgetting to close that blade, y'all pray for Miss Joy that she don't mess around and cut her finger off. Okay, so this is 5.5. Let's turn it over because this has the thing in the middle, the fold. Okay, so this is actually more than 5.5. So we're gonna cut this about wherever we can find that other ruler. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we want it to be 5.25, about right there. Okay, let's first of all, we always see all these different lines and stuff. We're supposed to line everything up so we know we're squaring at the right time and the right place. I'm just making that fold a little bit better. And I'm putting it on this line right here. I'm not worried about that one, but then the line up here, I'm making sure it's straight across there. And so since we wanted 5, 5 is right here. So we're going to put this ruler, and it's supposed to go to the right. So I did that wrong again, but okay. Let's just, is it straight? Is it straight? It doesn't look straight to me, but okay, the ruler is straight. Okay, y'all, we gonna try this. That ain't gonna work. It just ain't gonna work. Turn it this. Oh God, I need to go this way. Okay, 5. Put the 5 right here and put it up here. Put that right here, and we right back to where we was. Okay. See. Oh, hey, Bedazzle. Hi. There we go. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut it like this. Who's having some barbecue? Y'all gonna mail Miss Joy some. I sure wish I was out there with Unbiased at that crawfish thing. I seen them put something all on the grill, and boy, oh boy, did that look great. Okay, so it looks like hey Smurf Creations, are you there, sweetie? I see you. Uh, this thing just keep on doing crazy stuff. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Oh, my internet is completely gone crazy. Okay, I hope you guys can still see me from here. Okay, let's just turn this down so we can't. Uh, hold on, guys. To get everything. Oh, Dory. Hmm. 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 Can you guys hear me now without any echo? Okay, so that's working. Okay, so everything is going fine. Who is that down there? Oh, hi, Miss Angie. How you doing? Wink, wink. It doesn't show me all of the emojis over here, but wink, wink. I hope you guys are seeing me better. So we have 8 here, and let me take them out and put them the right way. Um, I'm going to show you another block. The one today is very simple. At least I hope it's very simple. Miss Joy is very new to quilting, but as I always say, I can do blocks. So my thing is, if you can do some blocks, you just keep doing blocks and put them together. Next thing you know, you got a quilt. I tell people sometimes I feel like I got too much common sense because I can look at things. You know how you go to school and you pull out your books and you read your. We go. Okay, now that's 8. Here we go with this color over here. Now I need 8 from this one also. So I'm going to have to cut off this salvage. And this is the salvage. You know, I'm beginning to think that a lot of people oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if Miss Smurf Creations had seen me or not. You know, I can't pronounce your first name. You got to do it the phonetic way and break it up so Miss Joy can read it. But I don't know if I said hi to Smurf's Creations. Okay, but I'm beginning to think that I need to go back to the beginning of quilting because I'm over here showing people how to make blocks, but it's no need in showing how to make blocks if you don't even have all the equipment you need to do it. So I do believe this might be the last time that I jump on and just do a block. I will be doing blocks, but I will be doing periodically things you need to do to make a block. Yes, we want to make that community quilt with a bunch of blocks, but some people want to participate and they want to learn. So I want them to be able to learn how to make a block. Okay. So we're making these like 5 1/4. Okay. I need 8 of these. I'm beginning to think my polar, what you call it, rotary cutter is starting to have a little issue. Okay, so that's 2. I'm using 2 rulers because this one here is a 4x4. And I really don't want to put y'all on hold to go get a 5x5. So I'm just going to use this and get the 5. There's all kind of ways you can accomplish your goal. You know, a very good friend of mine. Oh my God. And I left her gift over there. I received from Miss Delonda, Crafting with Delonda. She sent me a apron. And I just absolutely love it. I had suggested to her apron was a little, you know, down low. So I had suggested to her that someone that was bigger, we are bigger, and because we got this all this up here, it would move it up. But I think I was wrong. I'm hoping I got, yep, that's got that one. Okay, so we're down to the last one here. All righty then. Everything is acting a complete boo-boo today. Every time, anytime anything is going to act up. Okay, so let me find. This thing is saying it needs its battery. So why is it not plugged up? I do not know. Here is the plug. Why is it not? Oh, that's the wrong plug, the wrong computer. Okay. Okay, so is it this computer? It's this one. Let's pull this up. And oh, excuse me, guys. Let's try to get this plugged up. Okay, is it plugged up? And there goes the rotary cutter. Did it just smash on my foot? No, it did not. Around. We have the Where's Miss Joy merry-go-round. Okay, so did I lose anybody? Everybody still here? Okay. Okay, thank you guys again for coming in. Okay, so we have our, let's do this last one here and cut it into, turn your glasses on. Look, I said turn your glasses on. I meant put my glasses on. Okay, this one is cut. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's put this on the thing. We wanted about, that would be if I'm cutting it from this end. Okay, so I'm cutting it from this end. Okay. And I want it to be 5 1/4 right there. Okay. Let's put the other ruler right here. Okay. Let's push it on up. Okay, so and again, don't forget that we squared up at the end. So anything that's crooked or not right, that came out perfect. Okay, so here we go. We got 8 and 8. Let's get them put together here so you can see what I'm going to be doing. Now, I only needed 8 and 8. And I'm putting them all, this is right side up. So as I go out, like I said, I think I'm going to start kind of slightly teaching. I'm not a teacher, but I hope you guys can follow me along. In the quilting word, they call this right side up and wrong side. I prefer calling it the pretty side and the ugly side. So here we're putting right side, pretty sides up. Okay, because it's very important when you're sewing which direction your material is going. Now, I'm going to take these two materials and put them together. And I'm not going to do them all, but I am going to run over there to the sewing machine because we have so much, um, what do you call it? When you're having mess ups. Because we have so many mess ups, I won't be trying to switch the camera over to the sewing station because we got y'all kind of set up right now. So let's keep the setup part. Thank you for coming in. I greatly appreciate you. Hello, Shay Shay, my queen. How are you? Did you see? I'm your member. So hey, you guys, let's get together. Let me ring my bell for Shay Shay. Shay Shay is monetized. She has met her first goal as 3,000 watch hours, and she has accepted membership. And if you're a part of her channel, let's please go over and join Miss Shay Shay as a membership. I don't know which number I was on her membership, but yes, I joined the membership. Yay! Okay. So, and happy Memorial Day. Thank you so much, Donzel. I greatly appreciate you. So, Donzel, you got something coming out for you too. The mail don't run today, but you'll get it very soon. I sent you something. Okay, I'm just putting these together, even though I won't be sewing them all. When I get to the end, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Okay, now this one goes this way. Okay, so my last ones. Okay, now you guys see, as I said, I'm going to be sewing these together. Let's put this over here and let's get my ruler out. Now, I'm going to put a vertical line from point to point right down the middle of this fabric. Okay. And I'm using a dark pen because I'm showing you guys how this is going. But this is not being made into anything specific. Now, from point to point, I'm going to put a straight line down there. But I won't be sewing down this straight line. What I will be sewing is a quarter, or what they call a quarter inch seam, or yeah, whatever they call it. I still ain't got the whole gist of that yet. But move over a quarter, which is right here. Okay. Move over a quarter this way, which is right here. Okay. So what happens is that's line in the middle, that line. Okay. So let's put another line. And then let's go over here and put another line. Okay. Now, anyway, you should know my lines. This one down the middle is the one that counts. Okay. So I'm going to go over to the machine. I'm going to sew a couple of these together, and I want to show you the apron that I received from Crafting from Delonda. I would love for you guys to see it. So if you guys could just hold, please. Thank you guys for holding on. Hey, precious, 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 precious baby of mine. That's just what I say every time I see Precious Pieces come on. Thank you for coming in, Queen. I greatly appreciate you. So I chain sewed these together. That's when you sewing a couple of pieces at one time and you just keep on sewing. Hey, DB, thanks for you coming in, my queen. I greatly appreciate you. Okay, so remember I made the line down the middle. I sewed on each side of that line, and what I'm about to do, make sure this is straight so you can see it here. I'm going to take this and cut right in the middle of that sewing line. Okay. Now, you know Miss Joy and her sewing. Everything don't always come. Now, this one here came out the best. Because when I went over there, I didn't take the ruler. And like I said, we're having technical difficulties. So please forgive us. We're going to keep trying till we get it right. So that's why I didn't have my sewing camera hooked up over there for you to see it. Let me get all these strings off of here. I can't stand all these strings everywhere. Oh, I just cut the material. Oh, well. Okay. So let's cut this. Uh-oh. You guys are nighttime. I'm in the daytime, and the ice cream truck is fitting to come by. Let's hope that don't distort her. Okay, so here. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Remember, guys, I told you how important it is to put your fabrics together, pretty side, or ugly side, ugly side. I actually went over there and sewed it ugly side, ugly side. That's not going to stop me because I'm going to continue on. And so if anybody has one of these, this is the Alex Anderson 4-way tool. Okay. So it has on the bottom here, it has a seam presser. Y'all see how good it pressed the seams down? Then it has on this end, this is for, you know how when you make those bags and things, you need to push out those corners. This is for pushing out the corners. And then when you take this off, you have a stiletto for guiding things under your needle. And then on this side, you have, this is supposed to be the seam rippers of seam rippers. So you have Alex Anderson seam ripper. So this was a really nice little tool here. I thought to keep up with it, it does 4 things. Like I said, I went over there and I sewed everything on the wrong end, okay? So I'm going to keep on going. This is called dog ears. You cut the little print thing that's left over here in the corner. They call it a dog ear. So you just cut that off. And you have your perfect square, okay? Now let's do that with a couple of more. And I'm going to press. Some people say press to the dark side. I usually press with the finger first. Okay, make sure you're doing it all right. And who am I to say do it right when I did it wrong from the beginning? Press here. Yeah, that's, come on, get over there. Okay. Cut off your dog ears. You know, I'm hoping most of y'all are better at putting y'all cutting and y'all straight than me, because I couldn't sew straight or cut straight if my life depended on it. So here we go with another square. So let's try another one. And I'm doing so many because I wanted to show you different things that I was going to do with this. Let's make sure we got it going the right direction. Okay, turn it from the back. Okay. Now this here don't look like no square here, or is it a great big square? So now you see, like I said, I sewed them on the wrong side, so we gonna make this block on the wrong side. Okay, so here we go again. And then last but not least, let's do this one. Now what I wanted to do, wrong side, is to sew these together and show you how. Remember, all of this is going towards that community quilt where we're asking creators, new, seasoned, that's what us old folks say, we seasoned, we're mature, we old. Whether you have been sewing for 8 days or 80 years, that old saying, blind, crippling, crazy, 8 to 80. We will be putting this quilt block together. About what uh having some grainy issues here. I see that. Oh my God. I'm out and come back in another way. What do you guys say? What do you guys say? Uh I have a few people in here and everybody is important. So everybody, should I go out and come back in, or how should we do this? I've had so many mishaps today with my recording system. I have a swivel cutting board, as you guys can see. And that's so I can, oh God, turn it around and not lose them in my cutting. A year from now, I'm going to go back to this and laugh at a lot of stuff that I'm doing. But believe me, right now, I don't want to laugh. Miss Joy, I want to cry because things are just not turning out correctly. So here is what I was telling you guys about. It doesn't matter how it starts out, that we were going to come back and we're going to square it off. So that's what squared it off. So by the mesh together here, I would be able to sew it on all 4 squares and then cut it and get quarter triangles, okay? But because of this, it's right side to right side here. Let's put that up there. And let's take another one and put it dark side to light side. Dark side to light side. And we're going to also go here. This is a big mess up, but I've learned from the best to keep on going. I would like to tell you guys about it was a scrappy applique class. And of course I'm going to bet because we can do an applique on our quilt blocks. Now, why didn't I do that this time? Because that was very complicated. And we I had this today without adding some more on there. Okay. We have enough complications without, technology is everything. So we've got to get our technology together with our. Okay, so let's do one here. You guys see I would sew this together here. Let's do either one here like this. I really think, no, I really think I want it to go this way. Turn this around here. Nope. Nope. There. Okay, the ruler just hit the ground. Now, in making this, where did my ruler go? In making this block, it would take approximately 4 of these. No, it wouldn't take 4. These are, okay, let's measure this out here. This is 9, okay? So this is a 9-inch block. So if you put this block on behind some black material, white material, some other kind of material, and gave it that extra inch out there, you would have 9.5. I mean 10.5 by 10.5. Or you can make 1 inch bigger. Okay. If they were 5 inches, then that would be big enough for me to square it off into one big 10-inch. Okay. Now I'm showing you this design this way, but of course, there's another way you could do it. Which way am I trying to do this? There we go. How do you like that? Thank you so much, Donzel. I greatly appreciate it. Up Designs, good night, sweetie. I'm so sorry that I come on so late, but I do appreciate you supporting me. Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. So here I've already showed 2 different ways to do this block. And of course, there's a lot more ways to do it. I mean, we could put together like that. Nope, that's wrong. This blue needs to go right here. There we go. All the dark blues together, which gives the light blue at the end. We could also change it around where all the light blues are at the corner. There we go. And again, I'm thanking everyone who's here, even those in the bushes, because I know I have a lot of people that are working on their own projects that are in the bushes supporting me, and I greatly appreciate you so very much. Um, and then we have those that just lurk around and just like to, see what the other person's making. So this is it. I'm trying to show you different quart blocks you can use. Now these were 4x4s, which came out to 9. But if you did them 5x5, or better yet, 5.5 by 5.5, which you would think that would make it 12, but by the time we square it down, it would be 10.5 by 10.5. And then that would give us the sewing allowance to sew them all together for the quilt. Okay. Now, there are so many different variations. I want to show something else that I did learn. Yes. And I'm going to do it with, I need something big enough and round enough to do it. Okay. Let's, hmm, this will do. This is a piece of tape. And you should use the same 2 colors together. And you would put the 2 sides. Put this down. I really think I need something bigger than this. But we got here. Now where did my marker go? I could sit something down right directly in front of me and lose it. Okay, here we go. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, we're gonna now I'm supposed to take this to my sewing machine and sew this complete circle here. Okay? Now I'm not gonna take it to the sewing machine because you guys know I'm having difficulty with showing you my sewing machine over there. So I'm going to do another one here. Do a complete circle. And I'm going to, don't you go nowhere, I'll see you over here. I'm going to cut these. Now, Miss Joy gonna get her one of them scanning cuts. She been salivating over it for the longest. So I'm going to get me a scanning cut. And I'm going to get Miss Shay Shay or Miss Sean. Shay Shay from Crafting on a Dime. And or Miss Sean from Go Savvy to teach me how to work that, because both of those machines, they have all different, models, just like sewing machine. They make quilting shapes. So instead of me doing this with my scissors, okay. So now say this is this one here, but I just did it over here. So we would have sewed around it, and then we would have cut around it and made it a complete circle. So now, in making a complete circle, then we would sew 2 lines down here and cut it in half, okay? So we would first take it up and make sure we got our half. So that's very important to make sure you got your half. And I think I should have continued to use the light color so you guys can see what I was doing. Okay. So cut it in half. Okay. Make sure the line is on over by both sides. I would sew here. I need to make sure I'm doing it. Remember, it's sewed all the way around. You know what? Why don't I just do that? It's one line. Hold on, please. Get the full effect. Hold on a minute. So I have sewn this way around. I've sewn this all the way around. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just cut it in half. Okay. We got it? Okay. I've got thing down like this. Okay, so we have this. We're going to turn this inside out and make a little pocket kind of thing here. Okay. So what happened here? It's supposed to be a self-healing mat. I hope I didn't dig too much of a hole in here. Okay, okay. Thank you guys for holding on through my mishaps. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, hello, Visionary Creations. Thank you for coming. Not sure if it's your internet or mine, but you are blurry. I am so been having technical difficulties all day. Lots of people have scan and cut machines. Yeah, thank you, Visionary. creations from making that observation. Okay, so now what I would do is, hold on. Where's all my pieces? Did I gonna lose? I lose all my pieces. Oh yeah, because I doubled them up. I would take this and sew this in the corner of this. Okay, here. This line here has been the frayed ends are already sewed inside out. That's why we turn it outside. So you sew this on and then sew this straight down. So you take each one of them and then you would make lines with each one of the blocks in this long side in this format. Okay. Now I will be going on and doing some more blocks like this so you can see. But put that one over there, this one here, another one where it would show over here, and it would make different designs. Remember, Miss Joy is just trying to show you different ways to make blocks, okay? Just different ways to make blocks. Remember, we had cut these little triangles here. You could even take a black triangle, dark blue triangle, and do it here, along with the blue one here. Let's find another dark one. And look what you come up here. Okay? Now, 4 of these would be a square. Now remember, this would be sewed down. These edges here, the 4 seam allowance will cut this out. So when it sews, it would look like this. It wouldn't be the frayed edges. Okay, so I hope everybody got to understand the various quilt blocks I did today. We did them all with this. We did the triangles. We did the circles. Now these are some smaller circles. Maybe it would be better if we did some smaller designs. Now what if you put this one over here like that? Oh, that's kind of cute. Let's see how that would work. And put another one. Okay, let's take the big one out. Okay, let's put a little one right here. Okay, so do you see the block? That I just didn't go blank. I hope you guys got this to see the rounded edges and turn it that way, or you can even turn it each block this way with a rounded edge this way. And you get 4 of them around, you'd have, I'm just giving you ideas of how to make blocks. It's no end to the various puzzle pieces. That to me, maybe that's why it's so easy for me to do this, even though I'm not proficient in quilt making. I'm pretty good at puzzle pieces. So this is just, you're just cutting out pieces and sewing them together and coming up with different angles and diameters and squares and circles that make great puzzle pieces. If you ever paid any attention to my thumbnails or even the background of my lives, there's quilt pieces back there. So there's all different kind of quilt blocks that you can look at, and you can see how to put together a quilt block. Okay, so I just want you guys to be totally open to making a quilt block. Now, I'm going to remind you again, we are still talking about the community quilt and more. Now, remember, we add and more. Miss Renee Myers gave us the and more. So, if you want to make a rhinestone cup, if you want to make embroidery hats, if you want to make a T-shirt, if you want to make a tumbler, if you want to make a sublimation tumbler, whatever you'd like to donate to the community quilt and more, please feel free. Now we have a little commercial in it. So you can send the blocks or whatever you have directly to me. And at the end of November, beginning of December, we will be auctioning off whatever you have brought me. My biggest concern is when this quilt is totally made, because I have people at the Quilt Guild helping me put these blocks together when you send them. I think I'm going to try to outbid everybody to keep it myself. But as you can see, here's the address. All blocks, all cups, all whatever you're going to send is due by October the 1st. October the 1st. And we're asking the quilt blocks to be 10.5 by 10.5. And please send it to the address you see here at Inglewood. And we will be donating the proceeds from the auction to a boys and girls foster home here. And if everything goes well, I would like to put together an East Coast committee where they would do one for some uh, foster home. I like dealing with youth, but then there's also the elderly convalescent home. Someone at a convalescent home would really like to get a nice, loving quilt. So, I mean, there's all kind of things and all kind of ways we can do it. But I really want you to see fit in your heart to maybe join Miss Joy on this plight she has to one bring the community together. Now, if you notice, we have YouTube. I have a young lady that just made a YouTube symbol. She embroidered a YouTube symbol that's going to go into the quilt. Okay, y'all know I live on a crazy street. That was a motorcycle. Anyway, and I should have closed the door. Remember, it's still broad daylight here. Everybody still in there. Happy Memorial Barbecue Days. But what I was going to say is I hope people see it in their heart to put together do this, because doing the Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, I expect to have each one of those logos in the quilt. So now I seen Rachel from from Unbiased LLC. She had on a YouTube logo with rhinestones. So maybe we can get her to make one of those. The young lady made one with and I said, young lady, oh no, let me not underestimate who she is. She is Miss Queenie. Now I call myself the Queen, but her name is Queenie. uh, Bedazzling Designs. Okay, she has made a YouTube block, a square embroidery, and if you go to her channel, even on my playlist, you'll see it there. So everybody can do something. Okay, everybody can send something. If you'd like to donate, maybe I could put a Cash App or a Venmo or Zelle or something up where you guys can donate, but you've got to specifically say that it's for the community quilt or for the community project. Okay, so maybe we're going to change it to the community project. Well, it says that community quilt and project, community quilt and more project. Okay. That's all, folks. I know I'm just a tired tongue. I don't know if you guys remember Porky Pig or not, but yeah, that's why. And as much as I say on y'all, what Sharon Davenport sent me, this was my very first. I don't know if you can see it here. This was my very first embroidery patch, and I sent it to her. She printed it out for me. A couple of people did. And of course, I like bigger, bigger. So because I like bigger, bigger, if you guys notice, my 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 logo mantras are pigs, hippos, and elephants. Now, elephants is my favorite of all, but because Miss Unbiased has her elephant doing the twerking for cash, I got to find me a pig that's going to do a little something, something for y'all as we grow. And again, we say applaud to Miss Crafting on a Dime, Miss Shay Shay, for reaching her watch our goals, and she has opened up for membership. And if you are interested in joining her page, please feel free to do so. So I'm going to say adieu, and I'm going to say, remember, you're more than enough for what you do. When you're going through hell, don't stop. That's the only way to keep going. You are perfectly and infinitely made. Okay. And Miss Joy is always praying for you every day. Her TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram family. And I want the best for you. God bless. Have a, I don't know if you're going to bed or what, but have a good rest of your night. I'm going to see if I can scrape up some barbecue from some of these people around here that's throwing them barbecues. Y'all have a very blessed one, okay? Good night.